And I now give the floor to the representative of Germany.
Mr. President, I thank SISG Abu Musa for his briefings, and I also thank Mr. Antonio and General Goma for their statements. Firstly, I would like to respond to the report on the LRA, and secondly, add some brief remarks on UNOCA. With regard to the LRA, which continues to pose a serious threat to regional security, we concur with the view that a multifaceted and balanced approach is needed to tackle the problem. Military efforts carried out in compliance with international humanitarian and human rights law, as well as non-military efforts, are required, including better coordinated and enhanced humanitarian aid and development measures. Germany is giving humanitarian assistance since 2009 to IDPs, refugees, and other vulnerable communities in LRA-affected areas in South Sudan, Central African Republic, and the north and east of the DR Congo. And we stand ready to continue our support. We commend the efforts of the United States to work with the regional militaries, but it is understood that the countries in the region need to take the lead in resolving the LRA problem. We encourage the regional governments to strengthen their cooperation at state, military, and community level, and to observe the primary responsibility to protect civilians. Enhanced DDR and DDRRR efforts should also be given priority in order to foster defection from the LRA. In this context, amnesty based on international standards, reintegration and rehabilitation of rank-and-file ex-combatants should be pursued in a targeted and coordinated manner. We hail the establishment of standard operating procedures by the UPDF for the reception and handover of children and women separated from the LRA to ensure care and repatriation. The national security forces in the region should implement similar procedures in cooperation with the relevant UN agencies. Children and women remain most vulnerable. Continuous human rights violations by the LRA, especially affecting children and women, remain of deep concern to us. More focus and support should be given to the LRA-affected areas in the Central African Republic, where local military and UN capacity is limited. At the regional level, the African Union's leadership role in coordinating efforts against the LRA is crucial. We advocate a swift appointment of the AU Special Envoy for the LRA to strengthen regional cooperation and donor support. We also encourage the African Union to take forward their military planning for the AU initiative and to share information on the design of the military component and its purpose. We welcome the efforts undertaken by the UN to work in support of the African Union and its efforts to enhance cooperation among the UN missions, UN offices, and all relevant actors in the region. We notably support the intensified inter-mission cooperation between MONUSCO and UNMISS to repatriate former LRA elements and MONUSCO's successful contribution to DDRRR efforts. Enhanced regional radio station and community alert networks in the LRA-affected areas are important steps to improve the protection of civilians, which is paramount in the response to the LRA. In this context, we also appreciate the strengthening of UN peacekeeping capacities within their mandates and capabilities in strategic locations, as already envisaged by SISG Hilde Jonsson in connection with the deployment of UNMISS troops to the western Equatoria state. To ensure efficient information sharing between the missions and the relevant partners must be a priority. We encourage the UN to identify further opportunities to help address the LRA threat in a more coherent and comprehensive manner. We welcome UNOCA's role as the UN political focal point for the LRA. More specific information on UNOCA's role in coordinating activities against the LRA would be useful. This request also figures in the draft PST submitted by the UK delegation, which we fully support. Mr. President, focusing finally on UNOCA's overall mandate and first activities, I would like to reiterate our support for the regional office and its contribution to conflict prevention in Central Africa. The broad range of requests for assistance from the region stresses the need to prioritize UNOCA's work program and to concentrate on specific activities. It will remain crucial to build on existing expertise and mechanisms and to work closely with all relevant actors in order to avoid duplications. Priority should be given to contributing to early warning and early political action, to strengthening ECHA's capacities, including mediation capacities and skills, to addressing cross-border security threats like the LRA, and to supporting UN missions and agencies to intensify their regional cooperation. We consider it to be vital that the ECHA's member states engage further in strengthening the sub-regional organization and to foster their regional cooperation. We hope that the next ECHA summit to be held in January 2012 in N'Djamena will contribute to that end. We commend the SISG support to ECHAs in this regard. Thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the representative of Germany, and I now